Power Experiment, episode 1. So, to cut a very long story short, I've been running for decades and I often obviously use heart rate and pace and things like that. But I have always been a little bit too quick to judge or maybe poo-poo the idea of working with power when it comes to running. So I took the plunge and I bought myself one of these, which I have not even opened yet, a Stryd foot pod, and bought the book here. So this is the book Run with Power by Jim Vance. I'm very interested, very intrigued, and kind of excited to see whether the next 4, 6, 8 weeks of this sort of experiment called the Power Experiment is going to change any way I run and hopefully improve the way I run. So obviously with our running metrics, as you may well know, we all have the cadence, we have heart rate, we have pace, and that's pretty much we can get off our watch. So what the Stryd foot pod does, and I haven't even opened yet, and I'm a complete newbie to this as well. So this is just episode 1, which is going to be how I just get to grips with the actual thing. But I'm very interested in a lot of the data that's going to come out of this. Things like ground contact time, so how long your foot is actually on the ground, the less is better. Leg stiffness time, so you want your leg to be quite stiff and springy. And foot stride, foot length stride, all these things. But obviously the main bit that this is all about is working from power, watts. I'm used to it on cycling, but when it comes to running, it's a whole new ballgame for me. And what I am finding, I do like the idea that it's a very constant parameter. So it doesn't matter if you're going up a hill, down a hill, on trails or on road, if you're on wind or not, the power meter reads the same regardless. It's the same sort of reading you're going to get. So it's a great one if you have a coach as well, an online coach who also understands how sort of the wattage and power output works, because he can then, or she can then quickly see the intervals that you're doing or the pace. So the efforts that you're putting in, it's a very easy way to understand and see visually because it's so instant. Because obviously heart rate lags. You know, to find your 5 or 10k pace when you're running in trails is very hard because obviously it's up and down, wind and gradients and mud and etc. etc. So there's lots of other variables, but when it comes to power, there's only one single reading that you get. I've got to learn how it works, I've got to test it out. So this video today, episode 1, will be literally the unboxing and getting to grips and understanding how it works from a complete newbie when it comes to a power meter. Right, okay, so this really isn't going to be the most exciting unboxings, considering that you could already see it in the package. The clips for the shoes and how they clip on, and a charging cable. So this must be the little tiny charging unit. That clips there. There we go. Obviously I need to download the app, and I haven't even opened this book yet, so I'm gonna have to sort of skim through this quite quickly tonight if I can. But basically this was a book by Jim Vance called Run with Power. It's been recommended on a few other videos that I've watched to get this book in. So yeah, if you haven't got that and you like the stuff to do with power, this might be one for you. Okay, so after a bit of a flapping about with trying to set it up, I didn't really want it on my Apple Watch. I actually wanted it on my Coros Apex, just because the battery life is much better, and I'm just preferring using this for some reason. So little Stryd foot pod is now connected to this one here via the Coros Stryd Coros app, and already I can see the power meter and the metrics are all popping up nicely. And here we have a whole load of information data that's obviously recorded. So obviously the power orb comes in wattage. So here we have one of the first ones that I did showing the average wattage per kilometer. There we have the power. Again, the power is the mechanical measure of running effort and intensity. So here we go with some more graphs showing elevation, power, and what else do we have here? Pace, heart rate, cadence, air power. Oh, air power was good. That's basically where that shows your wind resistance power, which is actually very interesting. So how much wind you have to fight against. And then you have your leg spring stiffness as well, which is basically to do with how the legs sort of fare up over the run, and if they start to sort of flatten out towards the end of the run. And that can be sort of quite a useful tool to see how
bouncy your legs are at the end of the run as opposed to the beginning. Form power ratio, again, this is your power, your foot strike against the ground. But a lot of this stuff I need to really delve deep into because it's fairly new. This is after my, I think, second run. So yeah, I'm just getting to grips with the whole concept here. And there's air power. So that's air power there again. That's how much air resistance you have against you. So yeah, very interesting data. A lot of detail, and I need to dive a lot more into these metrics to really give them a full understanding. But so far, really, really good.
So I've used it now for 2 weeks. I've had 2 weeks worth of pretty much running every single day using the Stryd foot pod. And yeah, I've got to say, I'm impressed. I'm impressed, but the jury's still out in regards to whether it's a crucial sort of purchase. But then again, I think I'm going to need to give it at least 90 days for it to for a proper review. But these are my first initial thoughts after 2 weeks. Okay, so the biggest the biggest thing that I've noticed, or the best thing, let's say, about the Stryd foot pod after just 2 weeks of use is the fact that it has such good accuracy. The accuracy is incredible. It doesn't rely on GPS system. It's got its own algorithm within the actual sort of little mini unit itself. And it is, yeah, it's definitely more accurate. I've tested against my Apple Watch and also against my Coros. And after maybe 4 or 5 kilometers, there's definitely a difference of about 100 to 200 meters in accuracy, whereas those ones slightly cut the corners in places and also loses signal in the woods and things. This one keeps it nicely on point. So apart from the accuracy, the other really good thing that I've noticed is how simple it is to use. It connects to your watch really quickly, it syncs to your phone nicely, and the data just seems to flow nicely with all the other apps that you needed. So that's another really big plus too. So in summary, after 2 weeks of using Stryd, here are my thoughts. Basically, the accuracy is incredible. It really has an amazing sort of accurate sort of feedback from the ground that gives you a really perfect reading of your distance, your pace, and it's really quick. There's no lag. There's no disruption from any GPS signal loss, even in woods. It doesn't cut corners and etc. Whereas I've compared it with as I said, with Apple and the Coros. So accuracy is brilliant. Simplicity, connectivity is also another really big thumbs up. It's very simple to use, and the data that you get back is also just vast and just superb. But the only issue is that I'm not probably using it for its main goal. Actually, as a power meter, I'm not really getting to grips with that concept yet. I admit, obviously, I have to give it time. At least 90 days. But will I be one to use that sort of power concept? Maybe, we'll see, time will tell. But the only thing is, it is actually geared more towards those sort of slightly shorter distances from 5, 10K, half marathons to marathons, not the sort of 100Ks or 100 miles or the 50K ultras, basically. So that is where that is why the jury's still out, and I'm sort of still on the fence. But it's a great little tool. It is, as I said, incredibly accurate, also on the treadmill too. But is it worth £200? At the moment, no. But hopefully I will get a better understanding of the power concept, and in the future it will be. But that's it. Anyway, I hope that helps. As I said, that's just a 2-week review of it. And I will keep you posted. So thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell button, and I will keep you updated with many more videos like this. And that's it from me. Take care. See you soon. Bye.